Hi, I'm Jon Kirkman. I'm a journalist and a broadcaster based in the UK. You've probably been following a lot of these little films and vignettes, I think is the correct word to describe them as, about various things that have been coming out or maybe things you've missed. I've got a couple of new things for you now. Leo Carnicella, a good friend of mine actually. First met him on the cruise to the Edge. Wonderful musician, and he's latest EP. It's an EP rather than an album, but it's still worth getting. You can find him on Instagram, probably on Facebook as well, and YouTube. And I must say that this album, or this, I keep calling it an album because anything like this is, for me, is a bit of an album, particularly as the songs are relatively lengthy. And basically, what you get on here is 5 tracks, and tracks 4 and 5 are instrumental versions of a couple of the earlier tracks. It's a beautiful little package, I must say, and he's worked very, very hard on this. If you go to his Instagram page, or you buy this, it'll, in here gives you all the lowdown you need on the inspiration for the album. And he was inspired by a DJ, actually, a guy who supported him very, very heavily through his musical endeavours. And I just like this album. I'm going to keep calling it an album because for me it is an album. It's really nice, very atmospheric, and of course lots of keyboards on there. He's a huge prog fan. He was of course on the very first Cruise to the Edge where I first met him. Big Yes fan, big King Crimson fan. And whilst there's not too much influence from either of those bands on there, maybe just a touch, very keyboard oriented, but very, very solid music here. And if you're into prog music, I mean, it kind of gives you an idea of what it's about. I mean, it really is an excellent package. So I would look out the name Leo Carnicella. He's on YouTube. He's also on Instagram. Go and friend him on Instagram and on Facebook as well. And you'll find out where to buy this from. I guess he's got a sales page, possibly on Facebook. I know there's probably links to buying this on his Instagram page, but a very, very nice EP, as he calls it, but I think it's an album. It's really good. You can really get lost in this, to be honest with you. Very atmospheric. Some really good music on here, all composed by Leo, of course. And yeah, one I think you should check out. Definitely one for the prog keyboard heads. It's a really nice album there. Leo Carnicella. I keep calling it an album. It's really an EP. So having done with that, here is a British band, Azure. I think they're from Brighton, actually. And this is well, they call it their sophomore album. It's a posh way of saying their second album, really. But not. Let's face it, if you're going to be a progressive musician, be it a progressive rock musician or power progressive band, sophomore is a good word to use. This is an album called From Brine and Angels' Beaks. Yeah, it is power metal, but I have to say, if you go and find them on YouTube, they put together some really, really professionally made videos. And for a band who are essentially an indie band, there's a lot of time and work gone into this album, and also to the videos. The singer has an amazing range. I mean, almost operatic at times. Don't let that put you off. They're a really, really solid band. And I guess like most bands over the last 18 months, they've basically poured their heart into recording and creating a new album as this. Because nobody's been able to play, although things are starting to move, albeit slowly. And I think these guys here, and girl, would be very, very good to see in the live situation. On album, they're very, very powerful. And again, they have a Facebook page where you can probably find all of their, or both of their albums to purchase, should you so desire. This is the latest one. This is really, really good. And you would never think that this was an independent release. There's a lot of time and trouble gone into this. The cover, the artwork, the production is superb. Absolutely incredible. Very powerful, but also there's lots of light and shade in there as well. And if you check out the videos on YouTube, you'll see what I'm talking about. They've really, really done a great job on the videos for this album. And I must say, I'm rather fond of this. Probably one of the best, if you like, power progressive bands that I've seen on the scene for quite some time. I mean, we went through the sort of gamut, didn't we, when Dream Theater came along, and then there were a lot of other bands like Threshold as well, who are an excellent band. They're the English version, in my opinion, of Dream Theater. Very, very good band. But these guys are really, really good, and I think you'll like them. Because although they're not progressive metal as such, there's certainly a lot of power there. And they are very, very progressive, I must say. So check that out. It is their brand new album from Brian and Angel's Beaks. I don't know where they've got that from. The Brian bit is possibly with that. I don't think that's an Angel somehow. But they are an excellent band. They're called Azure. They are from the UK. I think they're based in Brighton. And this album is highly recommended.